Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I just came out of meditation, and while I was in there, I kind of felt this message come through that I really wanted to share with all of you. I think it's important during the present time that we're all in, and it's just a really nice reminder. As many of you saw, the podcast that I did solo was all about the technology of the darkness. And this is kind of along those lines, but it's more about polarity and duality. And I was given a message, and this message was that it was never about light versus dark, and it never is about light versus dark. And the reason being is because we obviously can't have one without the other. They are both creations that are necessary for not just our evolution, but our existence. And there is so much information and messaging out there right now that is further causing division, and not even division so much amongst people, although it is, but more so division within the self, division within each and every one of us, that there must be a part of us that we have to reject, and that is the darkness. We must conquer the darkness, and it isn't about that. And whenever we play into that narrative, we are getting swept up in a narrative that is meant to separate us. And I mean that very much to the deepest essence of who you are on a soul level, to the very nature of Source Creator. To believe that you are in war with an aspect of yourself, which would be the darkness, because we all embody it, we all have it, is the very last place I think any of us really want to be when we truly sit with that concept and let it permeate within our own heart. It goes against the very nature of unity, of non-duality. And I see so many messages out there that are saying this is about good versus evil. This is about the light versus the dark, and it really truly isn't. And the more that we play into those narratives or accept that kind of messaging, the longer we're going to find ourselves sitting in this present timeline that we're all finding ourselves sitting in. And I don't want to say it's a shame, that we're kind of doing that, because I think it's part of the journey. We all get polarized in some way, shape, or form at various points along the journey, at various points within the day, at various points within the hour. So this isn't a judgment on anyone, but it's more of a grounding message of allowing yourself to really kind of take a step back. Take a step back from everything that's being presented to you through all various forms of wherever you get your messaging or information, whatever it might be, and really sit with this concept, because truly from my own journey, I have understood that in order to no longer have my wounding be in power over me, I must embrace my darkness. I must love those parts of me. I must love the shadow aspect of myself. I must pull it in. I cannot resist it. I cannot push it away. I cannot pretend that I don't want it in my reality. I cannot pretend that I am conquering it. There is nothing loving about conquering because it's an exertion of force. And this timeline that we're kind of witnessing play out, I understand that it has its role. It really does. I believe it's waking up a lot of us, and probably those of us who think we're already awake. There's always more to awaken to, and all that awakening is realizing more truths and dissolving more illusions that you held within you, and that's all it is. nothing less and nothing more. And to put our focus and worry on other people catching up is putting all of us in a waiting mode. And we're also putting a lot of power outside of us. And so think about this for the evening, or perhaps even the weekend. Really think about what it means to be light versus dark, good versus evil, because the very notion is an act of separation. And as long as we continue to separate parts of ourselves, we're going to continuously find ourselves in a reality that is separating us, that is causing more division, that is not bringing in harmony and peace. And I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done with the bullshit here. I'm over a lot of the narratives. I'm over a lot of the predictions. I'm over a lot of once this happens, everything's going to be fine, like it's not. None of it's going to happen. None of it is. It's just a shift in perspective. It's a shift in beliefs, that's going to shift your reality. And truly, I think that many of us are starting to experience those shifts already in your personal life. And you're starting to realize that when you don't put your focus into everything that everyone else is telling you, and you just put all your focus into your own personal reality, what your own intuition is guiding you on, what your own heart is speaking to you on, that you can almost elevate yourself out of what this craziness is all about. So I just wanted to leave that message here with you guys. And of course, for all of those of you who aren't aware, I have now officially launched my Inner Child course. It's an online, extensive course. It's probably got about 8 to 10 weeks worth of material in there. Over 12 hours of video, a couple guided meditations, a shamanic journey of healing as your final exam. And it's meant for all levels of healing. So no matter if you're just starting your journey into inner child healing or you've already done some work, the course is designed so that it will meet you at your level. And so if you're interested, that information is in the link below. And of course, if any of you need guidance on your own journey through coaching or readings, any kind of healing, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you on your journey. All links for that are in the description below. Guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Just remember to stay in a place of truth that resides in your own heart. Really tune into a lot of the messages that you hear, including mine, and really test the resonance, test the frequency. Energy will speak louder than all words, because sometimes we're not in a position where we can actually gauge the actions of a message, but you can gauge the energy, and the energy will always speak the loudest. So tune into that, start using your discernment of understanding if a message is right or wrong for you. And it even isn't about right or wrong, it's just about if it just resonates. If it doesn't resonate, let it go, just release it. And that's it. So guys, love you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I'm looking forward to having more videos and seeing you guys next week.